All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Nick, working alongside Keiran, Daniel, Abby, and Elena. For the past quarter, we have worked on proposing solutions to enhance the environmental, social, and economic value of Echo Park. To start things off, let's talk about why we're interested in transforming Echo Park. The City of Los Angeles has a unique opportunity to leverage the novel funding source of Measure W. By utilizing this stormwater parcel tax, Echo Park can minimize freshwater depletion while reducing the strain of gentrification on the surrounding neighborhood. In sunny LA, freshwater depletion is a major flux of water loss due to evaporation. Furthermore, we believe our project will increase the community value and improve safety in Echo Park and the surrounding regions. The objectives of our project are: 1. To assess the effectiveness of the Echo Park Lake Rehabilitation Project, which we'll get into more in a bit. And 2. To design additional green infrastructure to enhance the environmental, social, and economic value of the park.
Echo Park Lake was originally built in 1868 as Reservoir Number 4 to provide the city's west end with drinking water. By 1895, the lake and surrounding green space were redesigned as a public park and community center. Unfortunately, the park fell victim to urban neglect during the latter part of the 20th century. The surrounding neighborhoods were plagued by high rates of violent crime and economic hardship. However, a new era for Echo Park began in 2006, when Echo Park Lake was designated as an impaired water body by the state of California. In 2007, the city launched the Echo Park Rehabilitation Project, or EPLRP, funded by Proposition O, Clean Water Bond Program. Echo Park was reopened in 2013, featuring improved water quality and enhanced recreation opportunities. The park, returned to its former glory, is once again a centerpiece of city life in Los Angeles.
As you can see in the map, Echo Park Lake flows into the Los Angeles River via controlled discharge at the northern end of the park. Therefore, it is critical for Echo Park Lake to have an effective green infrastructure to remove pollutants that enter the lake and provide the LA River with clean, fresh water. Echo Park Lake resides 2 miles northwest of downtown Los Angeles, lying within 160 hectares of urbanized watershed. Its max length and width is 450 meters and 120 meters, respectively. It has a volume of 87,000 meters cubed and a surface area of 57,060 meters squared. 2 primary storm drains provide inflows to the lake. Then, the lake discharges to a storm drain via a controlled outflow that ultimately reaches the Los Angeles River. After being placed on the California EPA's 303D list of impairments, for exceeding multiple TMDLs, the city felt it was time to revive the lake without actually expanding on its size, allowing it to remain the centerpiece of the community. The 6 main accomplishments under the EPLRP were the dredging of the lake and the removal of pollutants, relining the bottom of the lake, installing a hydraulic separator at the intake, rerouting all dry weather and most wet weather runoff from the urban watershed to the lake, constructing artificial wetlands, and restoring the lotus beds. By reviving the lake, the project was also able to help revitalize the community. The enhancement of the wildlife habitat, increase in recreational uses, and the preservation of the park's cultural resources have led the encompassing neighborhood to proudly embrace the EPLRP.
The funding for the project came from 2 main sources. The first was Proposition O, the Clean Water Bond Program that provided $46 million. One of the major goals of the project was to meet water quality objectives established by the California Regional Water Quality Control Board. The other was Proposition K, which provided almost $600,000 for recreation and cultural facilities in the project. Now, our recommended improvements can be funded directly by Measure W, which passed in 2018. Measure W, or the stormwater tax, is a property tax with the purpose of raising money for the capture and cleaning of stormwater for the County of Los Angeles to use. $300 million annually is projected to be raised and will fund regional and municipal projects that improve water quality and may also increase the water supply and provide community benefits such as parks or wetlands, which our proposed project is an ideal candidate for, as my colleague Elena will explain.
While the EPLRP made significant progress towards revitalizing Echo Park, there's still room for improvement. After analyzing the efficacy of EPLRP and exploring opportunities for additional green infrastructure, we recognize two main areas for improvement: the excess potable water being used to replenish the lake and the wetlands. We suggest using the Burbank Water Reclamation Plant as an alternative water source and expanding the artificial wetlands with specific flora. Before the EPLRP, almost 90% of the influent water to the lake, or 162 acre-foot per year, came from a potable water source. Thanks to the clay liner and additional stormwater replenishment implemented in the EPLRP, the city was able to save 55,000 gallons a day in potable water. However, this still leaves about 90,000 gallons per day needed to maintain the volume of the lake. Instead of using precious potable water to refill the lake, we propose using a recycled water source. We have identified the Burbank Water Reclamation Plant as an alternative water source to maintain water level and prevent losses due to evaporation and seepage. Burbank Water Reclamation Plant is an advanced water treatment plant that performs tertiary treatment and supplies recycled water to clients in Burbank and the surrounding regions. Burbank's recycled water meets all state drinking water standards, but is not certified for human consumption only due to its source. Therefore, with some minor adjustments which could be addressed at the plant or on site, the water quality would be appropriate for replenishing the lake. The plant is located roughly 12 miles upstream from Echo Park. Therefore, transporting the effluent to Echo Park is feasible for a project of this scale.
Phase 2, we divided into two connected recommendations. In Phase 2A, we recommend expanding the existing wetlands to cover more area of the lake, increasing the lake's filtration capabilities. This is a proactive measure allowing for the treatment of more water on site and/or the use of more contaminated sources of water in maintaining the lake. In either case, we're making use of the increased total filtration capacity yielded by expanding the wetlands. Here we have figures showing the proposed wetland expansions. The green shows and the pink shows the wetland expansions that we recommend. In planning these areas, we focused on not taking up too much of the lake's surface area so as not to reduce the recreational value of the lake. For example, swimming, pedal boating, and others. So Phase 2B, we plan to add new flora filtration capacity. Certain areas of the wetlands are primarily free-floating aquatic plants, which have their benefits, such as having a very high filtration capacity, but they also have drawbacks in not being particularly good at transferring nutrients and oxygen into the soil, so microbial processes in the filter media can't really take place. Combining different types of the wetland flora would create a diverse, efficient, and self-sustaining.
The benefits of investing in improvements in an already increasingly popular place to visit are twofold. Visitation would likely increase in response to the improvements, and revenue from local businesses would increase as a result. The improvements to Echo Park, however, could also have an adverse effect of increasing the rate of gentrification in this area of the city. This is an issue that can be combated by the local city council with solutions like rent control and community input.
With the project we're proposing, there is potential for over 32 million gallons of water to be saved annually through a reclaimed water program. And the wetland area filtration capacity expanded 37% compared to existing coverage. With Measure W as a funding source, this project can become a model for the green infrastructure initiatives that will follow. More importantly, Echo Park Lake will be preserved as a cultural icon for all Angelinos for years to come. Thank you.